Oh, surprise? May Christians have bad days? I believe yes. May Christians have problems? I believe yes. I have only one question. Do you see me? Are you aware what am I living right now? Are you aware of my problems? Are you aware of me? Something shined to my eyes from ground. A light came to my eyes. Then I looked to ground. There was something. I took it. It was very interesting. Hi, my name is Vahan. Welcome to my YouTube channel. And in this video, I'm gonna tell a story about my life. It will be a testimony with Jesus, and I will name it, God, do you see me? Well, I believe many of us, you and I, we ask these questions in our lives. God, do you see me? Well, this question, it seems like it's a challenge to God, but it is not. It's kind of a crying to God. God, do you see me? Do you hear me? Are you asking these questions sometimes? Or maybe right now, in this season of your life, you are asking more often than other times. Or maybe in your past, you asked this question. And if you haven't asked this question yet, I believe in future, at some point, you will ask this question too. Because we may feel like that. God, do you see me? God, where are you? Do you hear me? God, do you listen me? Are you aware I'm here? Are you aware what am I living? Well, it seems we are not alone. Even King David from Old Testament, he asked this question too. We can read it from his Psalms. Anyway, my story. I would say it was about 15 years ago. It was a hard Saturday. I was struggling with my business. I had other personal problems, feeling problems, financial problems, also other things with family. I was engaged at that time with my current wife. It was a bad day. Oh, surprise? May Christians have bad days? I believe yes. May Christians have problems? I believe yes. We can see it in almost every page of our Bible too. We may have problems. It was a problematic day. I remember I was maybe 3, 4 p.m. With a ferry, with a beautiful Istanbul ferries. We use ferries so often in Istanbul. With a ferry, I was coming from European side to Asian side. And at ferry, this was my prayer. If we can call it prayer. I don't know what is it. Maybe it's a cry, maybe it's whatever. I was saying, God, I don't want to see a brother or sister right now who can encourage me. I don't want a verse. I don't want a recommendation for the situations. I don't want something like that. I don't want anyone calls me and Vahan, I'm praying for you. I don't want to hear that. I have only one question. Do you see me? Are you aware what am I living right now? Are you aware of my problems? Are you aware of me? Do you know where am I? Do you care for me? This was the question. Somehow, I'm not saying it was a right question, but this was how am I feeling? Yes, we feel. Our feelings are important. Yes, they can deceive us many times, but still they are there. God has given us a heart, feelings. When we walk with God, they can be a great encourager to our testimony, to our lives, but also they can deceive us too, but they are there. And this was how I was feeling. I was feeling he doesn't see me, he is not aware of me. We know. Well, knowledge and feelings, they move to different directions time to time. And I believe we all need both. We need to know God, and also we need to feel God too. Because Father Father God. Father teaches, and we know. But also, Father touches sometimes. Father hugs. We also feel our Father too. And there were times in my life, and probably there will be, that knowing wasn't enough, but I needed to feel God's presence in my life because He is real. God is not an idea. God is not a hero from a book's pages. God is real. This is what King David often says, living God, living God. He wasn't only a living God at that time, but also today, He is a living God. And this is how I was crying, God, living God, do you see me? Do you hear me? Are you aware what am I in right now? So ferry came to Anatolian side. I went outside from ferry. I was walking. Saturdays are very crowded. Streets are very crowded on Saturdays, those seasons. So a few hundred people walking there, and I was just asking the same question. God, I'm sad, I feel angry, but do you see me? Do you see I'm trying to do the right thing, but I'm suffering? Are you aware? I prayed for a few minutes, but also I was walking, and at that time I remember something shined to my eyes from ground. A light came to my eyes. Then I looked to ground, there was something, I took it. It was very interesting. It was a golden cross necklace piece. It was very interesting. It was a golden cross. Well, I'm not living in a Christian country. I'm living in a Muslim country. I would say 99.99 of the country that I live are not Christians. Can you say me, in a few hundred people, what is the chance of me to find a golden cross in the ground and no one else but me? It came to me. I took the cross and I knew it was a sign from God. He didn't give a direction. He didn't give a verse. He didn't send it someone to encourage me. But directly from heaven, with that cross, He said, I see you. I hear you. I found a bench there. I sit there. I was praising God. I was saying, God, thank you. Thank you. You see me, that's enough. You feel how am I feeling, and still your eyes are upon me. That's enough. So why am I telling this story to you? Well, testimonies are, I believe, very important. Actually, Bible is not a theological academic book or an history book. We can find history in it. We can find academic information in it about many things. We can find theology in it. We can know God with theology from Bible. But it is a testimony book. It's a story book. There are tons of stories in it. Hard stories, encouraging stories. I mean, David's story, Jesus' story, other disciples' stories, other kings' stories, Adam and Eve's story. Some of the stories encourage us, some of the stories teaches us, some of the stories rebukes us, but we all learn through stories. So maybe you can be in a season, you may be in a season that you are asking the same question. God, do you see me? Do you hear me? It's not like a challenging question. You are not challenging God, but you may need His touches, you may need to feel. That's a need for humankind too. But He sees. In John 47:48, Jesus says to Nathanael, He says, I saw you. Nathanael asks, how do you know me? And He says, I saw you. when you were under that fig tree, I saw you. At the beginning, as we said, even King David said, Psalm 13, verse 1, he asks, how long, Lord, will you forget me forever? How long will you hide your face from me? Sometimes our Father, our King, He may hide your face in our difficult situations. But if we are not seeing it, feeling it, it doesn't mean He is not there. It doesn't mean He doesn't hear, He doesn't listen. But also, we can ask the same question. God, how long? God, do you see me? God, do you hear me? Father, are you aware of me? And I believe He will answer. So, brothers and sisters, I wanted to encourage you with this short story. You may ask the same thing, and I believe He will respond. God, do you see me? Do you hear me? Say something. I believe He will answer His sons and daughters today. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. God bless you.